Alright guys, so what I need to do right now, so there's the line of our frame, so I need to get that butt block out, and I need to get this floor timber here out. Got a big bolt going into the keel right here, and then there's a cross bolt going through this frame on the other side, which is fine because I'm thinking about doing traversing pieces, but for now I just got to get this floor out. That'll probably stay out until after I do these two frames, just because that's so close to everything. And I'll cut that bolt, and then we'll figure out what to do with that middle bolt. Man, that doesn't seem like there's anything attaching here anymore. What the hell? What are you stuck to? Okay. So this is perplexing. There's a bolt there, which I cut, so that's free. There's no evidence of any other bolts. There was one here. What if I don't see any evidence of a bolt head or anything? Yeah, there's nothing over there. So, let's just nix this bolt. So I can get the blade of this all the way under here. This bolt is clearly not holding anything on. Why is it stuck? I don't understand. That was a big half-inch bolt at one point. All right, this is clearly iron sick, but it's actually pretty solid. So it looks horrible, but besides right here on the head of this bolt, it's actually not that bad. So we got to get the rest of this. All right, so what we're dealing with here, 1980s plank screws are holding on. At least there's one right here. So we can probably epoxy these back together and be okay to reuse them. We'll see how that bottom piece looks. Once again, looks absolutely horrible, but the wood is still solid. We'll see about that as well. All right, here's the template. We're not going to bother doing the filler pieces from this plank up, because these ones are just too shot. All right. So these are just 1-inch drywall screws. All right, let me get the router. I already preset it. I lost my bit. All right. I have retrieved my router bit and appropriately tightened it down. I don't regret this purchase. This machine is awesome. All right, one down, whole bunch to go. And I still do gotta do smaller ones for like the single holes, like right here. Yep, so that's what we're gonna be looking at. So credit where due. The guy who wrote the article from Wooden Boat Magazine that I'm referencing, his name is David Stimson of Warren, Maine. So thank you, Dave Stimson of Warren, Maine, for turning me on to this awesome idea so I can save my existing planking and not have to replank the whole bloody boat. Awesome. Thanks, man. Let's do another, shall we? So we've got a single hole in the center, so we're going to do some like 1 inch by 3 inch patch pieces. So we'll leave that for now. Yeah, I think if I do 1 inch ones, I can get 2 of them here. All right, I got my workbench cleaned up, at least mostly, because I got to make a new template for the 1 1/16 tall by 3 inch wide plank repair lozenges. And then I got to mill down the rest of this old drafting table fur on the planer. So first step, make the template. Second step, mill up all the lumber. Third step, trace out the template onto all the lumber. Fourth step, cut it out on the bandsaw. Fifth step, shape the lozenges on the disc and belt sander. Man, this boatwright stuff's a lot of work, but I love it. All right, let's get to it. I gotta install this old pencil sharpener. This thing's cool. So my grandfather worked for the Air Force. He was basically a glorified flight attendant, which, you know, isn't that cool. But anyway, I was cleaning out my grandparents' house and I found this old APSCO giant pencil sharpener. And look at that. U.S. property. So this thing was in U.S. government inventory at some point. My grandpa must have stolen it and taken it home. Anyway, that's kind of cool. So I'm just going to clamp this in the vise so I can sharpen my pencil. The jigsaw blade got a little bit out of control over there, but whatever. You'll see me quite often say it's not perfect and doesn't matter. What I have found is that if you strive for perfection, you never get anything done. Because perfection is a myth and an illusion. It doesn't exist. And it's also definitional, or subjectively definitional, where everyone has their own definition of it. So I only strive for, is it going to work and is it good enough? This is going to work, it's good enough. So I say, let's roll. All right, we've got 8 more pieces of fur here. This one's almost exactly 1 1/4 inches, so I'll just plane off junk surfaces and we'll just use that straight up. All right, 1 1/4 inches. You guys get the idea. All right, plane down all of those. I also planed down this piece of 2x6 just to see. And I think this is nice, clear, fairly hard stuff. And the Red Aviva that Salt and Tar built, they did Carvel planking with Home Depot lumber. So 2x12s from Home Depot, good planking stock. I guess we'll see. I'll have to be selective if I do go that route and just get ones with minimal knots. Looks pretty good to me for planking stock. So we'll see. And then this one I saved for scarfing over butt blocks. Got a couple other longer pieces of this stuff. And these are much smaller, so we should be able to get a good number of these per board. Alright, so this is 24 pieces worth. So I could just mass produce these, but I don't really feel like doing that all day. I want to actually work on the boat. So question is, should I cut and sand these up here or downstairs? Because it's pretty bloody hot out and sunny. Let's do it down here. It's nice and cool down here. All right, guys. So we're going to do this inside because it's like probably no more than 50 degrees down here. So we'll get this all done inside, and then we'll just go up and in the boat to route out all those. I gotta remove a butt block and screws for it. Got about 24 pieces to cut out here, so I'll just cut them out and put them over by this. We'll get a little production run going. Roughly cut out. Next, we'll go in this bucket. And then next step, take it to the sander. All right. Last one, rough cut on the bandsaw. Got an old bucket full. Set up the sander, and we'll get to that. Alright, now that I've fabricated a bucket of lozenges for the smaller size, let's go route some. I'm going to get this butt block off of here. Alright, so this is the seam under which a butt block sat. There's that right here. It's actually iron still pretty solid, kind of like the floor timber that I removed yesterday. So we have a bunch of these stainless screws that I'll need to drive out. However, on both of these frames, I'm not going to bother doing the inserts and fastening them because these butt blocks are these joints here are getting removed and having a piece scarfed on from the outside anyway. So we'll just drive the screws out. The main reason why I got rid of that right now is to make room for the router so I can route out this one and this one because that was very much in the way. That's just great. I can't get the back corner of this. Alright, I guess I'm just going to have to freehand that when I'm done with the rest of them. I'll take the base off and freehand it. Alright, you guys get the idea. Alright, so I've cut all the ones that I want to cut. One's down on the garboard, I'll probably do it from the other side. So I'm gonna take the base off of this and just attempt to freehand this corner here. Alright guys, so I have all my epoxy stuff here, and yeah, I've got these recesses all vacuumed out, clean enough. I've got a couple locations where I've got some wood that's not totally compromised, but it's blown out on the outside. But I've pulled that off enough so that the epoxy is not going to engage it. So what I think I'm going to do, first and foremost, is to select and fit individual pieces in here. I don't know if that's necessary, but before I make up any epoxy, let's just do that. All right, I'll do descending order. Number 1 at the top, and I'll just restart. One here for the small ones, one here for the big ones, and then just descend. So this is going to be 2. Alright guys, time to mix up some epoxy. We're going to do unthickened epoxy first to prime the wood, because a lot of this is very dry and very old. Actually, all of this is very dry and very old. The wood that I'm using as filler pieces is older than the wood used on the boat, which is kind of strange. And yeah, let's get to it. I'm going to do 5 pumps of each. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go on Amazon and get some more of these acid brushes. This is just great on the back. Primed. I wonder if it'd be quicker just to, oh yeah, just to rub this stuff on there. Oh, wrong side. All right, this epoxy's starting to kick, so we got to go quick. All right, I think that's soupy goopy enough. And I think I'm just going to apply this with my hand, honestly. Mix up some more epoxy. They're all in place. Just gonna use the rest of this thickened. I would dribble some of the unthickened stuff down in there, but and the thickened stuff has already kicked off and is beginning. All right, I gotta go clean this off. All right, guys. Looks like this is a success. So that's looking good. Epoxy's just starting to kick off. We should be good to go to fair these back. Fortunately, it's Sunday, so gotta go back to the slog tomorrow. Tell you guys, I would love it if I could do this for a living, not taking big stones and turning them into smaller stones. But anyway, I'm gonna turn this off, go down below, and show you what it looks like from the outside. I just wanted to show you guys this. These frames and stanchions behind this popped mahogany plank. That's all moldy, so this side's going to have to be dealt with too. I didn't want you guys to think that it's just one side that's screwed up. It's both, primarily midships. So I'm going to take you down and I'll show you the outside of where I spliced in the new wood. put this stick in there just to compress, because this piece was kind of splintered out, so I got epoxy in there and just kind of jammed that in just to get it stationary. See, this one, there's a piece blown out, so it went down a little bit, but that's all right. It's not going to hurt anything. That's where that butt block was. See, good amount of squeeze out. We didn't do the garbered. Squeeze out coming out of that check too, so that'll solidify that, which is good. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. All right, guys. Another weekend, another bunch of stuff good to go. Next thing to do with this is to fair out the inside of the hull so that we can run the new frame down from up top. And still got to figure out what I want to do with that steam box. I got that gas can, so I'm thinking about just making a big old stand for it. Plumbing in some of this old exhaust tubing from the mouth of that can up into the bottom of this, and I'll have the other one running on the back too, so we just, because otherwise, as a few of you guys in the comments have suggested, I'm going to have to build a manifold, but in order to do that, so this end plate here is glued, screwed, and nailed on, so if I want to do any modification to that, I'm going to have to do some rather destructive demolition, and I don't know if I really feel like doing that, to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't make this thing to be easy to take apart. I made it to be secure, so I don't know about that manifold idea. It's a great idea, but I just wish I had known about it when I built the box, because as of right now, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. I already have the turkey fryer burner, and I've got the gas can, and I've got that old exhaust tubing that I can use to just make an auxiliary boiler. And then instead of having the manifold, I can just have overwhelming amounts of steam in there just cooking those frames. Alright guys, it's Monday afternoon. I just got home from work. We did all this yesterday. I wanted to come aboard and see how it's looking. It looks like everything cleared up quite nicely. No significant voids. Of course, we will know more once we get this all fared down. This right here, I'm going to have to probably route out and put another one of the big ones there, and then do something to fill that hole. As I said, we'll scarf a new section in over where that butt block was. That's not an issue. And yeah, once we get that all squared away, we can start thinking about putting that new frame in that I planned out. But before we do that, we have to sort out what we're going to do with that steam box. So we'll probably set the steam box like right up on the railing there. We'll be using one of those exhaust tubes, probably set like a base of stones underneath where the new boiler is. And then we'll just let's take the frame out of the steam box, pass it right up here. And here's where it's going. Hi, Fania. Hi, Isley. Hi, Edwin. Hi. Hi, Sharina. All right, catch you on the next one. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. I certainly had a good time making it. It's really nice to finally be able to start, instead of demolishing and taking out old rotten wood, to finally be getting new wood into this boat. It's been a long time coming. We've had this boat since November. It's been all deconstruction and demolition up until now. So it's a great thing, and I can't wait for more. So if you like the video, go ahead and click that like button down below. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you want to be updated every time I upload a new video, go ahead and click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button. If you like this content and you think that you might have some friends or family or whoever you want to introduce it to, go ahead and share it around. It all helps. And if you would like to become more involved and support the channel monetarily, I would very much appreciate that, and the way to do that is to follow the link down below to the Patreon page. Right now we only have a $5 tier set up, and I don't currently have any perks for that, but we're working on that. Putting a lot of thought into that, what exactly I want to do. I'm not really set up to do advanced videos just yet, simply because every week's video is pretty much the post-production is Thursday and Friday night before upload on Saturday. But I will find something cool and interesting for you guys who choose to support me that the regular YouTube audience doesn't get. But in the meantime, nothing's going to change here on the YouTube channel. We're going to keep on rolling along as we are. And stay tuned for next week. And for a little sneak peek, can anybody take a guess as to what this implement is? How about this one? Any takers? These have something to do with it. Let me know what your guesses are down below. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great Father's Day weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.